What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Listen, I like wearing plaid, okay? Alright, I like my plaid shirts. I have several. I like them all. And I'm going to keep wearing them, alright? Alright. Just want to get that out there. I do read your comments. I hope you're all having a really good day. Grab your coffee. We're going to continue with the healer series. What are we going to talk about today? What are you getting out of this video? We're going to talk about Holy Priest. I want to talk about how to make s'mores with Holy Priest in particular. We have a new DPS rotation as a Holy Priest. If you didn't know anything about it, there's been some changes to kind of what you're used to in Shadowlands, which is like basically pressing heal all the time, heal and flash it with flash concentration, right? Being the main legendary from Shadowlands. So there can be some different playstyles now for Holy Priests out there. By and large, I love Holy Priest. I've been talking about healers. Every time I do a healer video, I'm going to talk about how I think about all of them. Right now, my top three, Holy Paladin, Holy Priest, Resto Shaman. There's some close secondaries. Resto Druid's pretty good, and Disc Priest is like okay. I just haven't really figured out how to make it really good yet, but there's some really fun stuff in Disc Priest. Mistweaver is just like a nightmare right now, in my opinion, on the melee side of things. It feels really clunky and frustrating to play. The ranged healing build that does no damage for Mistweaver is actually really good, but then you don't do any damage, and unfortunately in World of Warcraft you have to do damage. Evoker I haven't really tried yet, realistically. Like, I've looked at it, but not in a meaningful way. So we won't even go there right now. But Holy Priest is what we're going to talk about today, and I'm really excited because it's absolutely slapping. So, first of all, the tier set bonus is baller. Look at this tier set bonus. This looks really good. I like it. Like, I love how the robes, they kind of move when you jump. Like, it's super cool. It's like you're like a scribe or something. Really love that. What's going on with Holy Priest? Let's take a look at the talent tree. There's a lot of old stuff that's returning, and there's a bunch of new tools that we have as well. Make yourself a little bit smaller. Let me talk about the class tree really quickly. And yes, we have PI for people now. Twins of the Sun Priestess. If you're going to be PIing other people, and you get PI as well. If some people are still crying about that, and it's like, you know what, it's just part of the game, and if somebody asks you for PI, just ignore them if you don't want to talk to them. If you don't want to give them PI and you want to give it to somebody else, just give it to whoever you want. You have the power to make that choice, so don't worry too much about that. The rest of the tree is pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to go into too much of it. There's a really big buff to Holy Nova, which is kind of cool. Rhapsody. Your next, this stacks up over time. So you can basically not press Holy Nova for like a while, and then eventually it'll do Giga damage, Giga healing. So it does 14,000 healing to allies within 12 yards. That's insane. That's 14,000 per target. So that's a pretty cool little addition there. As we get to the bottom of the tree, there's two things I want to talk about for the class tree. There's Power Word Life, and there's Mind Games. Mind Games did get nerfed quite a bit. I think it's 25% less damage and healing from Mind Games in one of the most recent patches. Also, all Holy Priest got nerfed, about 5% nerf across the board for Holy Priest in the latest patch that happened 2 days ago. It's not a big deal. I promise you, it doesn't matter. You're slapping in Dragonflight, okay? Holy Priest is great. So the Mind Games nerf is pretty substantial, but whatever. It's just part of your damage. But really, Powered Life is what's super, super cool. I'm going to explain it right here. What it basically says is, a word of holy power heals the target for 13k. If the target is below 35% health, so you're in execute, Powered Life heals you for 400% more, and the cooldown is reduced by 20 seconds. It's a 30-second cooldown, and you just reduce its cooldown by 20 seconds. Watch this. I'm going to get myself down to execute, so 60% health, 50% health, 39. Okay, 29. We're below 35%. I'm going to press Powered Life. Watch what it does. It just crit for 133,000. Now, that's a crit. The average that it does, and look at the cooldown on it. The cooldown's already back. So the average is only going to be about 70k or so. Get back down. Oh, we're down to 11% now. I am going to press Powered Life again, and it did 68,000 healing right there. This thing is insane. It also applies Echo of Light based on how much healing it does. So It's completely insane. It does require you to time it properly, but like it's actually just it's such an easy button to press. You just go, somebody gets into execute, you just boom, smack them. 10-second cooldown, boom, smack the next guy. 10-second cooldown. This is a crazy good addition to Holy Priest, and I love it. It's not affected by any of your holy words because it's a power word, not a holy word. So you can't cool it down with like apparatus or something. It's just all on its own, doing its own thing. It's incredibly strong. Love powered life in the class tree. Love this thing. Mind games, as I said, is mind games. It will contribute to your damage in a meaningful way. Okay, let's move on to the class, the spec tree. You can also take Vamp Embrace and combine it with Mind Games. Vamp Embrace is probably just really bad for Holy Priest. You could take something else. Lots of other things you can take. I'm not really going to get into it because you guys can explore that on your own. On the spec side of things, it gets really interesting. So there's a lot of, what I'm going to say, returning old favorite kind of talents. We've got Cosmic Ripple is back, which you can combine with like an apparatus build and an apotheosis build to do lots of holy words so that you're getting this ripple effect happening all the time. Very cool. Below it is Trail of Light, tried and true. Trail of Light, we understand that. Flash heal or heal will trigger 35% of its healing to the person that you previously flash healed. Binding heal, the new binding heal is back over here on the class side. 20% of heal or flash heal healing also applies to you. So it's like a mini beacon, like Paladin healing. Okay. So Trail of Light is back. Guardian Angel is here on the top. So this is really nice. You can Guardian Spirit somebody. It's a 3-minute cooldown, but if you use it on somebody and they don't die, it becomes a 1-minute cooldown. So basically you have a 1-minute cooldown that gives this person massive healing increases, and if they do die, it'll bring them back to life. So very, very strong. That was a really, really good passive talent in Shadowlands that we liked. And of course, as I said before, Apotheosis and Salvation are back. Really good combos like that. We do have a legendary like Harmonious Apparatus is back. The tier set bonus from Shadowlands Season 4, or just Shadowlands, sorry, is here. The legendary, I'm sorry, is what I'm thinking of mostly. Wait, no. Yeah. Flash Concentration, right? They sort of combined it here. So it's kind of got both. It has the tier set bonus from Shadowlands and Flash Concentration. So casting a Holy Word spell increases the healing of your next healer flash heal by 50%. And then they have Light Weaver, which is kind of like Flash Concentration. Flash heal reduces the cast time of your next heal within 20 seconds by 30% and increases its healing done by 15%. Stacks up to 2 times. So it's kind of like a bit of a nerfed version of Flash Concentration, but you don't have to spend time stacking it up as much. You don't have to get up to like 5 stacks. You can just sort of get it up to 2 stacks. So they have brought back lots of things that we know and love as a Holy Priest. There's a whole circle of healing line down here that you would probably want to take if you were raiding. But here's the build that I've kind of looked at right now, and I really, really enjoy this build. Here's another one. Benediction is back as well. Here's some new cooldowns that I'm absolutely falling in love with for Holy Priest. Number 1 is Miracle Worker. Holy Word Serenity and Holy Word Sanctify gain an additional charge. I have 2 charges of my Holy Words. When you combine that with Apotheosis, it gets really, really disgusting because Apotheosis says, gain a charge of your Holy Words. Okay, interesting. What does that really mean? Well, let me show you. We're going to use our Holy Words here on this guy, and then we're going to use it on this guy, and then we're going to use this one here. Now watch this. I've used all my Holy Words, okay? All 2 charges of both of them. I'm going to pop Apotheosis. Watch what happens. I get 1 charge back on each of them. So with this particular build where you're doing Miracle Worker, that part of it alone, getting 1 charge back on these is insane. But then, of course, now that I'm in Apotheosis, I'm getting massive cooldown reduction on those Holy Words. And then you combine it with Cosmic Ripple, and you can see that once I finish these, I'm going to be getting that ripple effect coming out right now. Boom. So that's the big combo. You've got Cosmic Ripple plus 2 charges of these suckers, and you're going to be getting lots of Cosmic Ripples going out, and then you're obviously Apotheosis cools them down and also gives you a charge. So very powerful combination there. Really, really like that. On top of that, there's this new really big cooldown called Divine Word, and this is like an all-encompassing, it's such a priest thing. It kind of reminds me of old school chakrams, right? I kind of miss chakrams back in the day, but this is like an amazing cooldown. So it increases the effectiveness of your next Holy Word by 50%, and then it gives you an additional effect. If you use Chastise, your Smite will apply Holy Fire and do a bunch of damage. If you use Sanctify, it puts a big puddle on the ground that heals everybody. If you use, and then your Flash Heal, if you use Serenity after casting Divine Word, your Flash Heal, and Renew, heal for 30% more and have a 20% increased chance to critically strike and cost less mana. It's insane. It's an all-encompassing thing. But what you would do is, you're just going to pop, let's say you want to use it. It's where is it? Right here. I press 3. And then I go Sanctify for a big puddle on the ground. Boom. Now everybody's healing. Very, very cool. That's what we like to see. Now, I could have used it on Chastise for more damage. I could have used it on Serenity if somebody really, really needed to survive. Look at how long this pool is lasting for. It's like 15 seconds. Yeah, look at that. That was amazing. So imagine a fight like the Terra Grew, the intermission period in the Terra Grew, where you have to run from one little triangle to another. Or imagine a better example where you have a place where you need to stand in a group together. You can just pop this holy word, divine word, sorry, use Sanctify, and it blesses the ground, doing a whole bunch of healing. Very, very cool. It has so much functionality. You can go offensive. You can go AoE. You can go single target healing. Do whatever you want, and it will give you a massive bonus towards that, whatever you need in the moment. It's this on-demand thing that whatever you need in the moment, it's going to give it to you. It also, as I mentioned, contributes to your offense, and that's the last part of the talent tree I'm going to talk about, is your offensive new cooldown that you're going to get, which is called Empyreal Blaze. So it refreshes Holy Fire, and then your next 3 casts of Holy Fire cost no mana, incur no cooldown, and cast instantly. And then whenever Holy Fire, this is a passive effect, whenever Holy Fire is reapplied, its duration is now extended. So on a single target enemy, you can just cast Holy Fire after Holy Fire after Holy Fire, and it's not wasted. The dot will stack. This is really, really, really cool, and it gives us a meaningful DPS rotation that does a lot of damage. Excuse me, does a lot of damage. Now we have some incredible tools. Mind Games, plus Holy Fire, plus Empyreal Blaze. Let's see how this goes. So let me just show you with PI just for fun. So we go PI into Mind Games, into Holy Fire, into Empyreal Blaze, into another Holy Fire. Say they're all instant cast. They're all instant cast now. I can run around. Then I'm smiting. I didn't use my Divine Word yet. I can use my Divine Word into Chastise. Now my Smite has a chance to apply Holy Fire for me. Isn't that really cool? So cool. Yeah, I got 2 Holy Fires out of that. Okay. It's really, really good. This is your damage now. Back to Chastise again. Mind Games is back. I'm doing 20k DPS right now as a Holy Priest. 20k DPS. Empyreal Blaze is back. Let's cast it. Let's get more Holy Fires out there to do crazy, crazy amounts of damage. Absolutely insane stuff here. I'm not even using Shadow Word Pain, which I could also be using as a secondary dot. So, finally, to cap it all off, I've got my big Rhapsody for my Holy Nova. Run in there, do a big Holy Nova. So, there is a very clear rotation now where you're just melting things with Holy Fire. And the rotation is very simple. You cast Holy Fire, then you cast Empyreal Blaze, and then you cast Holy Fire some more. Okay? Some more, some more, some more, and you're making s'mores. That's what you're doing. Because enemies are getting burned with your Holy Fire. That's my joke. That's the entire joke of the entire... That's the whole reason I named the video this. So you all need to laugh right now at my s'mores joke, okay? It's a good joke. Your rotation is very simple, and your damage will look something like this. Nearly 50% of your damage will be Holy Fire on any given encounter, particularly in Mythic Plus, which is where I was testing this. Holy Fire is absolutely roasting enemies. Literally, it's roasting them, and you're making s'mores out of them, and it's amazing because Empyreal Blaze is only a 30-second cooldown. It is so crazy how often I had this sucker up and how much damage I was able to pump out because of it. You know, just on these 4 targets here, we were doing basically 20k sustain until I had to run away. And Mind Games is still doing a decent amount of damage, even though it got nerfed. Shadow Word Pain actually does a lot of damage, and I would encourage you to sort of be using Shadow Word Pain. But the other cool thing about this build is that it makes you so... It's so instant cast now. I can cast Chastise while moving. I can cast Shadow Word Pain while moving. I can cast Holy Fire and then Empyreal Blaze, and I can cast all my other Holy Fires while moving. I can cast Renew while moving. Like, there's so many things about this build. Holy Word Serenity is instant. Holy Word Sanctify is instant. This build provides you with so many ways to move around. It's insane. So that's about the offense. Let me just finish up by talking about the defense. What does this build do really, really well? Number one, this is an Apotheosis build with double Serenity, double Sanctify. It's all about using your holy words and then cooling them down with Apparatus and having a big cooldown in Apotheosis to save you when you really need it. Also, there's some other really interesting supporting talents here. Answered Prayers. After prayer bending heals 50 times, gain Apotheosis for 8 seconds. That's really cool. So you want to make sure your prayer bendings are getting out there. That's why we have things like Benediction. Sorry, not Benediction. We could take Salvation to rapidly increase how much Answered Prayers goes off. And in a raid scenario, Salvation would be very, very good to combo with Answered Prayers because you'd be getting Apotheosis for free. Very, very cool combo there. But for us, we get Prayer Bending jumping a couple different times. And then really, I'm actually spec'd very heavily into Renew. And I know that some of you guys are going to cringe at that. But there's some really cool synergy with Renew. Number one, Renew actually helps reduce the cooldown of Sanctify. Number two, Prayer of Healing now has a 25% chance to apply a 5-second Renew to allies that it heals. On top of that, we could either take Empowered Renew, which instantly heals the target for 10% of its total periodic effect, or Rapid Recovery, which increases the total heal of Renew by 35% but reduces its duration. But you can combine Rapid Recovery with something like Revitalized Prayers. So you can get free renews from Prayer of Healing, and they're going to be 35% stronger, which is pretty dope, not going to lie. You can get Renewed Faith, which I don't have right now, but it obviously makes your allies take more healing. And then, of course, you could have Prayer. When Prayer of Many jumps to a new target affected by Renew, they get instantly healed. Or you can have Benediction, giving you another chance to put free renews on people. And those renews are 35% stronger. I can't stress that enough. Of course, with the big cooldown as well, Divine Word, your renew will be 30% stronger. It will cost 20% less, and it'll have 20% more crit. So there's a lot of renew synergy. And what that really allows us to do is, again, continue to move around the area and just apply things without having to worry too much about standing still. Here we go. I'm going to cast this. I'm going to go Empyreal Blaze. We're going to Serenity. We can Sanctify. We can do Chastise, and then we can do our Holy Words, because they're all free right now, and I can cast them while moving. Now I finally have to stop. I'll cast a Renew. Instant proc on Flash Heal. Okay, you can see what I'm talking about. Prayer of Mending is instant cast. There's just so many really cool things you can do while on the move, which makes you inherently more safe as a Holy Priest. Having all these options of being able to press these buttons while moving, really, really incredible safety. You can dodge mechanics while still performing healing very, very well. So this is the build that I've really enjoyed. It's an Apotheosis Holy Word build that has some big Renew synergy as well. And this is kind of a general way that you can build, I think, your Mythic Plus kind of leveling priest, if you want to look at it that way. Some incredible offensive power from Mind Games, and of course Empyreal Blaze being the new, really absolute goat of a cooldown. It's crazy how good this thing is. So let me jump into a dungeon footage, because I really actually have some footage for you guys. Really actually have some footage. I don't know why I said that. This is a +10 Shadow Moon Burial Ground that I did with some randos. And I did it actually before the nerfs, so this is about 5% stronger in terms of my healing. I'm 5% better than I would be on the beta right now. But look at the damage I'm doing right now. I got all my Holy Fires out. Boom, 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 boom. I haven't done Mind Games yet. Here it comes. Boom, we're up to 18.5k DPS. I haven't done Chastise, because I haven't played Holy Priest in a long time, and I'm an idiot, and I'm focused on other things right now. This guy wouldn't touch me with his debuff, so we both get stunned, because... Anyway. Then I Serenity this guy, I think, get some health going up. I have my healing set to healing done overall, which is very sad, but you're going to see how much healing I ended up doing here in a second once I'm done this pull. But right now, our damage has kind of settled down a bit, but doing 8k damage is actually really, really good for Holy Priest. Like, 8k overall right now. It's continuing to drop because I'm having to do some triage healing here. But that's okay. There, we did 21.7k healing during that kind of pull. On average, we're doing 21.7k HPS. So incredibly strong, guys. It's so freaking strong. I just, honestly, I can't get over how good it is. So here's another pull. This is, again, I have Empyreal Blaze back off cooldown now, but you're like, oh, well, it's only a single target. You want to spread those Holy Fires around. No, you don't have to. You can stack up Holy Fires. I'm doing it right now. 1, 2. You can see the duration of Holy Fire continues to go up there. 3. Now I have to start healing people. The good thing is that you have this Empyreal Blaze buff in the top right-hand corner here. I still have 23 seconds to consume all of the Holy Fires that got buffed. So Blizzard's intention with this was to say, listen, you pop Empyreal Blaze, and then you can do some healing. If you need to do some triage stuff, you do whatever you need to do, and then you can go back and finish off your Holy Fires at the end of the cast. And that gives it some more flexibility, which makes it even better than it was before. Now our healing's up to 23.8k overall. So we actually did more than that, more than the 21k HPS. On that pull right there, we were probably doing something like 25, 26k HPS. Really, really crazy. This pull right here gets really dicey, and I wasn't paying attention, and I'm really rusty on Holy Priest, so bear with me here, but I think I use Holy Word Life here in a second. I'm sure I use it on somebody. I got Serenity going. Holy Word Life I should have used there, but in this particular scenario, Holy Word Life is basically the same as a Serenity because everybody's in Execute, which is insane. So I'm doing my absolute best as a rusty old, haven't played Holy Priest in months. God, but I had Apotheosis going, I think, and I almost keep the Paladin alive here. But everybody's getting hit by the mechanics. I'm not sure if there's something that those guys should be kicking. I'm pretty sure there is, but I'm doing my absolute best here to stay alive. So unfortunately, one guy goes down there, but we almost had it. I did use Holy Word Life, and look at our HPS now. It's at 32k. 32k overall. We must have been pumping like 35 or 40k there. So let me jump ahead to a spot where I actually fix my healing. I think I do it right here. There we go. Finally fixed it. So now you can see it's going to be showing in real time. So we'll get around the corner here to the boss fight. Holy Fire. It's crazy. The boss fight in here doesn't really go very well. I don't have an entire dungeon to show you because our team didn't really understand how to manage the ad on this boss fight, but I do want to show you footage of the boss fight because I end up doing a lot of healing there as well and damage. But let me just say overall, guys, that Holy Priest feels incredibly strong. Like the Holy Fire Empyreal Blaze combo that goes on is just outrageously good. It's so freaking good. Like the damage it does is insane. And then the healing that you're getting from this sort of Apotheosis style double Holy Word build is also very strong. You have really good on-demand emergency healing for when people are just absolutely going to die. Here's the ad I was talking about. You can't stop it with Ring of Peace. You can stun it. So, but I don't think Chastise was working on it. I just chastised it right there and it didn't get stunned. I'm not really sure why. But we do end up killing him. If he gets to the boss, he heals the boss, which we're going to fail at in a minute. But there's just so many really good combos from the new Holy Word or Power Word Life in the class tree being like another Serenity basically on your bar. If it crits, it does like 140k healing or something outrageous. And on top of that, you have your regular Serenities, which are hitting just as hard as they always did. You have amazing, amazing throughput on the Holy Paladin and now Holy Priest. Sorry, amazing HPS throughput, and now we are also getting amazing DPS throughput, which is just really fun to see. I love the Holy Fire playstyle. I love how much damage it does, obviously, and it's very, very easy to actually pull off. We can't do this fight if that's gonna happen. Yeah, we messed that up pretty hard, but it's very easy to pull off. You know, it's only a couple buttons. You press Holy Fire, you press Empyreal Blaze, you press Holy Fire again, and you make some s'mores. And that is really all there is to it. There's a lot more that you can do to min-max the playstyle for Holy Priest, but I'm really enjoying it a lot. I love how powerful and bursty the healing is, and I love how much damage I'm able to do with sort of not a whole lot of effort. Like I can just do this damage pretty freely. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All you healers out there who are thinking of picking a healing main, I am working on a tier set video for healers. It's coming soon. It'll be coming soon, but I've got to work on it a little bit more. So thank you for your patience with that. But what do you think about Holy Priest? What have your experiences been on the beta? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Honestly. Thank you so much again for watching. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one.